Beyond the Stars, issue number 3, promo video. Let's go.
All right. Hey, we're here at the local comic shop where we're filming a promotional piece for the Kickstarter number 3, for issue number 3 of Beyond the Stars, which is a 6-issue miniseries I'm currently writing for Silverline Comics. And part of this whole little promotion video is to give all of you people who've been helping us in the past and supporting the first 2 issues a little behind the scenes on how this all came about. Basically, it was one day while surfing the web, I came across some artwork, pages from a science fiction sequence, went about 4 or 5 pages, by an Italian artist named Andrea Vermeer. Now, I was unfamiliar with who Andrea was at the time, but fell in love with the artwork, enough so that I left a comment. I really applauded his gift, his talent, and asked what the story was with those 5 pages. There was no lettering, no captions, just a science fiction motif that intrigued me to no end. Well, much to my delight, Andrea, recognizing my name as a professional comic book writer, got back to me the following day and explained that it was an idea he'd been fooling around with for a while, but he didn't have a concrete story. Andrea pretty much was developing characters for what would be a plot, a story. But up until this point, he had sequences and images in his mind, but not a clear plot. And did me the great honor of asking if I'd like to see what he'd put together with the possibilities of joining him in the project. Well, I wasn't about to turn that gift horse away, and approvingly said, yes, send me what you have, which meant the following day, we exchanged emails. So the following day, I get a package which included 5 or 6 detailed character sketches and a half-page little plot outline. Again, that made me realize he really didn't have the story. What he had was great characters. So again, reading his plot outline several times, I began taking notes, began looking at the character sketches he had, and began formulating. A story started appearing in my own imagination. You have to understand, I'm a huge science fiction fan. I've been reading it since I was a kid. I grew up on Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers, all right? Was absolutely in love with Star Trek and Star Wars. And here was this opportunity to actually write a science fiction saga. Well, in the end, what I ended up doing was envisioning a 6-part miniseries that we'd call Beyond the Stars. I sent a basic proposal idea, which was like about 4 pages long. I asked Andrea to give me 2 new characters and to actually change one of his characters from being a human into an alien. And kept my fingers crossed that I might not have overstepped my boundaries with what he'd asked. The next day, I was happy to see he approved of everything I'd written, was excited by it, had actually done the sketches of the new characters I'd envisioned, had altered the one human character to an alien, and was totally on board with my concept of a story. All right, so here we go. I'm partnering with a very, very talented Italian artist for the first time ever. Where is this thing going to end up? Well, years and years ago, back in San Diego, at the start of my career, I'd had the good fortune of running into and meeting Roland Mann, a really fantastic comic book writer, creator, editor, publisher. Roland's done it all. And Roland had recently begun Silverline Comics out of Florida, where he lives with his wife, and was looking for properties, and had been kind enough to drop me a line months earlier to ask if I had anything that might be worth showing him, that maybe Silverline would like to have. So once I had Andrea's approval, once we'd agreed we were going to do this project together, I took those first 5 pages digitally that he had done, which had first intrigued me and brought me on board, and I sent them to Roland and said, what do you think of this? I said, and I then elaborated on who Andrea was. And let me add that Andrea isn't a rookie. He's a 35-year professional in the comic field and has worked basically for most European comic countries. Germany, France, Spain, etc. And I believe Beyond the Stars is his first actual American comic. One of the other reasons why he was excited to get on board to do this. Okay. Well, Roland looked at the pages, read the actual formal proposal I'd done up, and got back to me within a couple of hours, basically saying, well, look, our format is 22 pages an issue. If you keep this to 22 pages, we will gladly accept Beyond the Stars as a Silver Line project. And that was it. We were on our way. I got back to Andrea and immediately started writing script number 1, then started writing number 2. Andrea started working on number 1. And very, very happily, I should say, last year, we launched Kickstarter for issue number 1. It was successful. And before the year was out, we'd done a second Kickstarter, and we got issue number 2 out. So now production's really rolling along really well with this. As I said, here we are doing a promotion for Kickstarter for issue number 3, which is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. And take note, with the publication of issue number 3, we're now halfway through the project. Again, this is a 6-issue miniseries. Where we're at as the assembly line moves along, Andrea is hard at work illustrating issue number 4. I am currently writing in tandem issues number 5 and 6, which I hope to have done by summer. So conceivably, we could probably see issue 3 and 4 out this year, maybe with fingers crossed, 5, but for sure, all you fans who've supported us thus far, thank you from the bottom of my heart. We'll most likely see 2 issues this year. We're going to try to get 3, and definitely by 2025, the start of the year, Beyond the Stars will wrap up. We'll have the story completed and into your hands. That's pretty much it. I think I've exhausted what I set out to do.
How can people get the first 2 issues?
Oh, okay. Hey, thanks a lot. Definitely. If and when the Kickstarter launches, of course, we'll be promoting this all over the internet, on Facebook and all social media sites, all right? But one of the bennies, and I'm glad you asked that, one of the bennies of signing on to the Kickstarter for issue number 3 is issues 1 and 2 will be there and available as part of packages for, how you sign up to get issue number 3. So if you've missed 1 or 2, or you got 1 and didn't see the Kickstarter for 2, they will all be available during the Kickstarter campaign for issue number 3. And just mark your calendars. The Kickstarter, I'm told, will launch February the 16th.
Thanks, Ron.
All right, thank you.